Hey, I want to take some time today to speak to some very specific voters out there. There are a lot of voters that I've been speaking to this year who are saying, you know, last time around I voted for Trump. He was an unknown and anything was better than Hillary Clinton. But this time around, I'm sick of Trump. I can't stand the things he does. I don't like his policies, blah, blah, blah. How could Joe Biden be any worse? So I'm going to vote for Joe Biden. Well, first off, I want to say I'm not telling anyone here who to vote for. I don't believe that's my right to tell you who you should vote for, but I do have every right to educate you before you do choose who you vote for, if you're willing to listen. And if you're not willing to listen, you can turn this video off. But if you're willing to listen, I want to talk to you a little bit about Joe Biden's anti-gun policies. These archaic things that he's put forward that he wants to do. He would set gun rights back 50 years. So I want you to be aware of these things before you decide who you vote for. So I encourage everyone to go over to his campaign website and read his policies. But, you know, I know there's a lot of people that have said that they're going to vote for Biden now that have actually read the policies, but they say, you know what, I count on Congress stopping him. Well, to those people, I want to say, well, maybe if there's a Republican Senate, but what if the Senate goes away or it becomes even? Then I think he could get a lot of the stuff passed he wants to get passed. And there's one thing I just want to make a real clear point on right now. There's one thing in his policy. There's actually several things, but there's one thing in particular in his policy that I think he can get passed if he wins, whether he has a Republican Senate or a Democratic Senate, that could drastically hurt gun rights in this country. And that is an online ban of gun and ammo sales. You wouldn't be able to sell guns or ammo online, period, anymore. This includes, I would assume, like forum boards where you go on forums and post online sale ads. You wouldn't be able to do that anymore. And more importantly, gun shops wouldn't be able to advertise online. They wouldn't be able to sell to other states. They wouldn't be able to do anything like that. So this would be a devastating thing for the gun manufacturing community, gun shop community, etc. Everyone who is in the industry, this law would damage. If they were cut off from the internet, in a world where the internet is pretty much the business world now, pretty much all transactions take place on the internet. People even buy their groceries on the internet now and then go pick them up. If you could not advertise or sell firearms or ammunition on the internet, it would pretty much destroy the market. A lot of people wouldn't have access to firearms. People wouldn't be as likely to buy things they want because they wouldn't be able to find them. You know, it would just really be a headache for everyone. Manufacturers wouldn't be able to get their products out enough and visible enough to get them sold. It's just all kinds of bad things would happen from being banned online. And I don't think he would have any trouble getting this passed because I've even seen a lot of Republicans who say bad things about guns being sold online because they portray it to everyone else like you can just get on the internet, buy a gun, and it's in your mailbox the next day. That's the way they portray it. We all know that's not true, but that's the way they sell it to the American people. And since the gun community itself has become not only bad at speaking to non-gun people, but pretty much we've become to where we alienate them. We've been becoming more and more isolated from people who are not directly involved in the gun community or in gun manufacturing or the gun industry. Like I said, we've built walls around ourselves for years. The NRA helped with that. And now we are pretty much cut off from the voting population. We don't have much of a voice. We very much spend our time speaking to the choir because we don't recruit people from outside. So I don't think they would have any trouble saying to the American people, hey, we want to pass a law that says these bad guys can't just pick up a Sears catalog and have a gun in their mailbox tomorrow. Or not actually pick up a Sears catalog, but just get online, look up whatever gun they want in the world, and it'll be magically tomorrow in their possession, or 3 days from now, however fast mail runs where you live. That's how they're going to sell it. And they won't have any trouble selling that. So I just want people to sit out there and think, what would happen right now if guns couldn't be shown on the internet, couldn't be sold via the internet? And here's a little secret for you. They're going to say gun channels that show guns all the time and tell people the specs and tell people that they're selling guns. So not only will this shut down, things like Buds and Grab-A-Gun and all these other big online retailers that are pretty much the sole source of firearms for people in a lot of communities where the mom and pop stores have died out. When those dry up, it's going to cut access for a lot of people. And it's not just the big gun shops like Buds, etc. It's going to affect YouTube channels. They're going to start shutting down YouTube channels because, they're selling guns online, or they're telling people where to buy guns and all this other stuff. And community forums, like where you go on the forum, and this is old school for a lot of people, and it's chitter chatter about guns, and then there's also a for sale section. They'll possibly shut down the entire website because of that for sale section. That shuts down another means of us talking to each other. Taking us off YouTube shuts down another means of us defending our Second Amendment rights. So before you decide you want to vote for Biden because you think his policies are just too far out there and he'll never get them passed, pay attention to that one, the online guns thing. Because once you start saying you can't market guns online or ammo online, how far of a stretch do you think it is to say, well, you also can't have videos that promote them? You can't have websites that facilitate selling firearms. And I'm not doing this to be alarmist or to try to scare anybody. I don't think anyone should run out, panic, and buy guns right now. Don't do that. That doesn't solve any problems. The fear-mongering and all that shit doesn't solve problems. Making people afraid doesn't make people prepared. And what I think we need to do now is educate ourselves and be prepared, because something like this is coming. And we need to start taking preemptive steps to educate people that, hey, online sales aren't what they're trying to portray. The gun show loophole isn't really a loophole. It's because individual citizens have a right to share property with each other without the government regulating it. That's the kind of stuff we need to start doing. So I just wanted to say here, like I said, not trying to scare anybody, not trying to make anyone fearful, but I just want to make you educated. Before you think that you can just vote for Joe Biden and it's fine because his stuff will get stomped down in court or stomped down in the legislature, just remember there's some things there that I think he will be able to get through, whether he has to deal with Republicans or Democrats in the Senate. And those are some things that you should take into account before you decide who you are going to vote for. Hey, everyone. Yeah. I have spoken to some of in the recent past. Why don't I just say that I have spoken to there that I think will definitely get enacted, and I think it will have a drastic a Trump person right now. Excuse me. Who did I fucking say excuse me to? Now stated, what the fuck did they state? God damn. I don't even remember what this fucking video is about. These days, fuck! God damn, mouth's not fucking working. The ban on online, fuck! God damn! Fuck! But to some of the people that have actually read those policies that I've been speaking to, they have said, to some of those, fuck! Made no sense. Hey, this is the Yankee Marshal just reminding everyone out there that if you disagree with anything I say in any one of my videos, be it something political or tactical, I am going to give you the opportunity to come talk to me face to face instead of just having to put stuff in comment sections where someone might not even read them. You can come in one of my live chats and tell me off in person. You just have to send an email to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com, and in the subject line of that video put slap the yank, and then I will get back with you and set up a time where you can come in one of the live chats and tell me off face to face.